School bus drivers are in demand. The pandemic only amplified a driver shortage. Now a bus company serving the Robbinsdale School District is offering added incentives to attract potential drivers. Durham School Bus Services, which will start serving Robbinsdale schools this year, is looking to hire 80 drivers. That's on top of the 50 it has hired so far. Company officials say it's an important job, ensuring kids get to school safely, but it also has perks.
As far as for the driver, it's a great job in terms of benefits and flexibility with their schedule. It's a part-time job and they can work a split shift and have afternoons off.
Pay starts at $20 an hour, which Kalkman says is $2 higher than competitors in the area. The company is also offering signing bonuses of $2,000 to $3,000 depending on experience. The spotlight has been on mental health for some time, even more so now because of the COVID-19 pandemic. We spoke about the need for more mental health care with the CEO of PrairieCare, Todd Archbold, in today's Newsmakers. Based on what you see, what is the need out there for mental health services for children?
Sure. We've been experiencing a mental health crisis for some time now that's really only been amplified by the pandemic. At PrairieCare, the pressure for services, the need for care has only increased in the last several months. Unfortunately, many people find themselves in a crisis and their entry point to get to services happens to be an emergency room. And we really need to focus more on prevention, education, and other ways to access care rather than finding yourself in a crisis first.
And why is going to an emergency room not the best solution?
It seems like kind of the last option for many families when they're in a crisis. It can be scary, it can be traumatic, it can be expensive as well. And we need to do more to identify issues up front, whether it's in schools, whether it's in primary care, to do our best to avoid those crises from happening and try to make progress towards healing and build that resiliency.
And you guys are doing that through several programs?
We are. We have about 10 locations throughout the Twin Cities, including Rochester and Mankato, including a large hospital in Brooklyn Park. We partner with all sorts of folks in the community, ranging from primary care to school districts, again, to try to get ahead of these things and really build awareness. And I do think that with the increased demand and stress that so many have been experiencing, we really are riding a wave of awareness today. Most of us have had conversations with friends and family in the last year about isolation, about depression, about feeling anxiety. I think it's important that we continue to talk about those things.
Any advice you have for parents if we know that our kid needs help? What should we do?
Sure. I think the advice is speak up early and often and talk to peers, talk to colleagues and friends, and seek professional help if you have any concerns about possible warning signs. Kids talking about wanting to hurt themselves or others, feeling anxious, lonely, and depressed are some of the key words that we always look for. And again, really to network and talk to the people around you, and don't be afraid to seek help through primary care or your general health care provider.
Sure. And to end on, you guys got some good news recently with the omnibus bill.
We did. Just yesterday, the Health and Human Services omnibus bill was signed into law, which is going to allow PrairieCare to expand 30 additional inpatient beds right here in Brooklyn Park, which will expand our capacity from 71 up to 101 beds, which we hope to have operational by the end of 2022, which is going to allow us to care for about another 1,000 kids per year who need psychiatric care.
Right, so I bet you guys let out a cheer when you heard about that.
We are. It's very exciting news. I feel as though we're responding to a call to action, and now the real work begins. Now it's time to find great, compassionate staff to help join us in this mission and care for the kids and families who need us.
All right, Todd Archbold, CEO of PrairieCare, thanks for being here today.
Thank you.
Businesses are getting back to normal after the pandemic. Neil Persley takes us to a gallery that recently reopened.
Yeah, we've been closed for a year and a half due to the COVID situation here.
When looking to regain your footing after a traumatic event, it's important to take baby steps.
We're so happy to be back.
The Maple Grove Art Center is back open for classes, the public, and even has a new show up on the walls.
The show is 25 artists, 48 pieces. Each artist is able to enter 2 pieces because we were unsure about the restrictions before July 1st.
When the gallery put out the call for the show, the response was enthusiastic.
It was good. Obviously 25 artists, we don't have that many artists in a lot of our shows because we're a small gallery. So it was great to see how many people were interested in wanting to jump right back into, showing.
It's a very eclectic show.
Well, this is the only show free for members. And this is the only show with no theme. Like, I don't restrict anything. We don't have any certain criteria to meet.
There's a little something for everyone.
So we've got oils, we've got acrylics, we've got watercolors, we've got the quilted plastic waste, we've got jewelry, we've got wood pieces.
And if you see something you like,
There's only 2 pieces in the whole show that aren't for sale, and that artist they're just more sentimental to her. But everything else is for sale, and the new thing that we started thanks to COVID is that we're posting everything online.
so you can shop online, but seeing in person is always best. The show is up at the gallery through August 20th. For Weekend Showcase from Maple Grove, Neil Persley, CCX News.
This past weekend also marked a celebration for a Maple Grove store called Cycle Gear.
Cycle Gear isn't just motorcycles. We do cater to ATV, UTV, snowmobile. So we have something to offer to all kinds of different riders within our community.
Cycle Gear might have opened just before Christmas in the shops at Arbor Lakes, but this weekend they celebrated with a grand opening. This is the second location for the chain in the state, and managers say don't be intimidated by all of the motorcycle accessories and apparel. They can help you pick out what you need. We'll be right back.
After the spring high school sports season was wiped out by the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, we had a mostly business as usual spring season this year with a few tweaks. It was an enjoyable run for many athletes and teams. We're taking a look back at some of the memorable CCX Sports Spotlight stories from the spring, starting with a story from May with the Maple Grove boys golf team. If the goal is to be at the top, the Maple Grove boys golf team has arrived. The Crimson are ranked number 1 in the state. It does provide a little pressure, but that's okay.
It really pushes us. We know we should win every tournament, so if we don't, then it's just a letdown and it pushes us more.
It's a good thing. I think it gives us a lot of confidence. Our team, we have a lot of good players. We feel like we're very deep and anyone can shoot a good score 1 through 6. So I feel like that ranking, it doesn't really put pressure on us. I feel like we believe that we're that good and we know we're that good and we feel like we can shoot scores to prove that.
While they've won several tournaments and matches already this spring and been runner-up in a couple, the Maple Grove guys expect a lot of themselves and aren't totally satisfied.
We've kind of had some scores that we feel like we should have better scores, and we're ready to go now. I think we've kind of figured some stuff out, and we played pretty well at the preview, which kind of proved that we're as good as we feel like we are, and we're ready to put the pedal to the metal.
Being ranked number 1, you want to win everything. You think you should win everything. So we've been a little disappointed, but I think we're, like Lucas said, we're figuring things out, and hopefully at the end we'll be right there.
North Dakota State recruit Josh Galvin and North Dakota signee Lucas Federal are in the top 10 individual rankings. But this deep team has plenty of guys capable of beating them on a given day. They push each other while also enjoying practices.
There's a lot of jokes that go around, but we definitely try and get better each day, and that's all you really want.
We definitely like to have fun. I mean, we're pretty serious in practice. We like to push each other and try and make each other better, have some good friendly competition, but also have a lot of fun with each other.
We all kind of want to beat each other. We all want to be that number 1 spot. So I think that helps us be better as a whole team, even though we're very competitive with each other, which I think a good team has. So
Maple Grove broke through to win the program's first state title in 2018, and they were back at state in 2019. That success has carried over.
It was exciting for me personally, and I know that was our first state championship as a school. So after that, we had a snowball effect, and we've had a couple more, so I feel like that helped other sports too. But yeah, I mean, I just really want to get back there.
We made our name for ourselves. We get invited to better tournaments now and get to play great courses with great teams that we never really got used to playing, and hopefully we can get a chance at another one this year.
Excelling in matches and tournaments and ultimately trying to win a championship is very important to these Crimson golfers. But after having no high school season in 2020 due to the pandemic and having another disjointed school year because of the virus, Just getting to be out in the sun on a golf course together also means a lot.
It's nice to come out after school and see six guys that you know, and I look forward to it each and every day because this COVID thing has been not like the easiest for a lot of people, and it's always nice knowing at the end of school that you can come out and play.
Maple Grove did live up to the hype, winning the state Class 3A tournament in June as they beat second place Edina by 16 strokes. It's the second championship in program history, matching the 2018 Crimson team. Josh Galvin tied for fourth to lead a balanced Crimson attack. Ryan Stendal, Lucas Federal, and William Carcoke also cracked the top 25. Maple Grove's girls team also excelled this spring, qualifying for state for the first time and finishing second in the state Class 3A tournament. That's all for sports. I'm Jay Wilcox.